Hello and welcome back to Badger Lodge Garage, and welcome back to my brother's MGB GT. Now some of you are looking and thinking, he's got the wrong hat on. He has. This is my brother's hat, because this is my brother's car. Is that relevant? No. And I'm already regretting the decision that I made. I feel wrong. But we're going to go with it. So, hat trivia aside, if you saw the previous video on this, my brother had just got it and we got it back, and we did get it started, but it wasn't running very well. But as you can probably tell from the video, we're now out in the wilderness, and there are one of two options. Either we pushed it up this hill or it runs. And I tell you now, I don't push cars more than 5 feet. Yes, as a tradition, I'm being heckled by a train. So no, it does run. We've got it going quite nicely now. So I thought I'd just bring you along and show you what we've done, because I'm terrible at this and haven't actually filmed most of it. So let's bring you in and have a look. So important item number one, got the bonnet stay back on, so I don't have to keep wedging a bamboo stick or a broom right in where I don't want to. So going in closer, I can tell you what we've done. First thing was, we had a dead miss on cylinder number 4. As you worked out on the last video, I'm sure the firing order was wrong, which is why it didn't start. And then it was running, but quite badly. Number 4 was a dead miss. I could pull the spark plug lead off and nothing would happen. And the rest of them were just about hanging in there. So obviously, first thing I did was take all the spark plugs out. They were all evidently black and had been running rich. So I cleaned them all up. While they were out, I did a compression test on it, just out of curiosity. And this was 150 psi, almost exactly across all 4 cylinders. So we found the receipt recently. This was definitely, judging by that compression test, a new engine in 1999, or a recon crate engine type thing. And that means it's got less than 20,000 miles on it if the speedo's still correct, which it looks like it is from the MOT record, that's a win. So as soon as I cleaned this plug out, I gapped them as well, because they're meant to be gapped to 25 thou, but someone had just chucked them in. Don't forget about gapping your spark plugs, because they don't like, that's why there's a gap for them to work properly. Anyway, put them back in, started and ran on 4 straight away. Brilliant, good stuff. But then we had the issue of the carburetors. So we did get it to run, but not very, it ran on all 4, but it still wasn't right. And I couldn't get the idle down on one cylinder, on one carburetor, because you have to balance the two. And what I'll do is, in another video, I'll get my carb balancer out, because I was a bit rubbish and didn't film it, because I'm really good like that. But you can balance the 2 carbs with a vacuum balancer, and you're just adjusting the idle of the flaps. And I could back one of the screws out all the way, and the idle wouldn't go down on one carburetor, so it was revving way too high. So taking the carbs off, it transpired that someone had put new butterfly valves in and put one of them in the wrong way round. So the chamfered edge wasn't letting it close properly. Also, the jet was stuck in the same carb. So what we've basically done is spent time just undoing everything the previous owner did, and it's a much happier car for it. The only thing we haven't done pheasants. Welcome to the countryside, chaps. The only thing we haven't changed is the 1, 2, 3 ignition unit, other than putting the firing order correct. That's quite an expensive item, so we're going to keep that, providing we can tune it in quite nicely. So that's where we are, and the difference is it now starts like this. But the real question really is what it's like to drive, because I'm an MGB noob. I've never driven one before up to now, so what I can say is rather good. Now, I was under the illusion after speaking to some people that these were slow. And maybe by modern sports car standard, yes, they probably are. And well, they are. There's not a probably about it. But it's not a slouch. You know, you put your foot down and it goes better than I anticipated it would, to be honest. You know, this is a very old, the engine in this is very old design. It's a BMC B series. They were a very 50s designed engine, and now we've got to 1970 with this particular car. And they carried on with the same engine right up to the end. But you can see why, because it really moves it on quite well. Pheasants, or just stand there then, die. I feel like a real redneck in this hat. I feel like I need to go and shoot something. Don't worry, it won't be back. Lovely evening though. We'll have to sort out the problem with the heater that is stuck on. I am moist. The knobs don't do it. The valve is seized on the block, so new one of those is in order. Or the might free off, I don't know. I'm sure I'll bring you along for the ride if I remember, but I'm bloody useless at this kind of thing. Right, where are we? Oh, bicyclists. Yes. This is just a fun car. Gearbox is very nice. Gear stick is quite high, but that sort of adds to the feel of it, I think. Oh, now I've got a cyclist on a road that's about 7 feet wide. Gets exciting down here. Bikes, tractors, the lot. Not another pheasant trying to. They're all trying to. I think they've all escaped. You know, and they're trying to die before they're due to die. If you know what I mean. More carburetor tweaking is needed. The idle mixture is definitely still a bit rich. It's hunting on idle. We can do something about that. Just wants a bit of tweak. Oh yes. And there is still a petrol-y whiff, and I don't know where it's coming from. Could be the fuel filler cap, to be fair, wafting forward. But we did change the, or did bypass the fuel lines, put a rubber line and a new pump in because that was leaking. Oh Christ. We did put new rubber lines and a pump in because that was leaking. I did try and video that, but it was awful. But I'll put it in round about here so you can see what we did. This isn't going to go well. I'm just trying to route the... Oh, my arm's stuck between the wheel and the car. This is going well. There we go. I'm putting in a new fuel line, so it's got to go up. Ignore the leakage. That's just rust prevention. We're going up here with this line among all this. So this isn't really conducive to actually filming it, but we're giving it a go and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, see, we've got under seal and a bit of crisp, but not too bad in general. I've prodded it with a bradawl to see, but the fuel line's gone all porous and now I've just got rust in my ear hole. Great. Ugh. Ugh. That's quite annoying actually. Here. Ugh. So where we at? Ah, that's more like it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the kiddie. Nice. Here we go. So this is to remove the steel line and replace it with this one because it's become all porous and smells of petrol the whole time, which is not ideal. Not really. So, right. That's good. That will go all the way to the filter over there. In the costume work. Oh, that's all right then. Yes, under seal and black. That's good. So we'll whip out the old stuff and plumb that in. I would like to put a steel line in because that's what it had, and I think the old one's got a bit porous because where there's under seal around the line, it's like dissolving it basically. So it wants some new steel line put in properly, really. But for the time being, we've run a rubber one. Fuel filter and a new pump, a Hardy pump. The pump that on it wasn't an original SU and it was leaking, so it seemed like a worthwhile thing to do. So there you go, a little update on the MGB. That's all this one was. There will be some more stuff coming soon on it. There's a bit more in depth when I remember to actually film something. The hat won't be bad though. Don't enjoy it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. We will do a proper driving and review type video at some point once we find out a few more of the bits. There's still some more to go. We're not perfect yet, but we're getting there. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. As always, it's very much appreciated. I'll see you in the next video.